Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for stopping by. Those of you that have subscribed, thanks. For talking to me sometimes. Thanks for chilling with me. Thanks for encouraging me. Thank you if you just stopped by. I appreciate that too. And we'll just see if you hang out or if you keep it pushing. Whatever way, I'm okay with that because I don't come here exactly for everybody else. It's kind of a Gina thing. And along with that, if there's some encouraging words that said that, you can follow, awesome. But for the most part, I come to talk about my Lord and Savior because he's been real good and because he's on his way back and he's warning me and he's warning you. And I know some of you sometimes see different things come across this internet with kids having dreams everywhere. The Lord has given us warning and he's letting us know that he's coming. And I know some of you, especially if you didn't particularly grow up around church or close to the church, maybe it sounds a little weird, or maybe it sounds like, I've been hearing you church people say that for a long time. Listen, I'm going to say this real nice, but it does not mean that I understand the Bible altogether. But read and see and look around and see just how much the Lord has already said was going to happen. And he gave us this roadmap to follow. Look around and see. Look at what's happening in around the world. Everything he already said was going to take place. Don't ask me to get me started, but I trust and believe that I understand season, that we wouldn't know season from season. I can explain that. You can't tell majority of the time when it's supposed to be cold, when it's supposed to be hot, when it's supposed to be snowing. You can't tell. It was said a long, long time ago. We're coming to end times, y'all. They're right here. And I believe, I don't know how much time it is, but I believe, as I've heard a lot of people say, that his hand is on the doorknob. That scares me a little bit because at the same time, I just wonder, Lord, am I ready? My heart, like yours, be wanting some things that it ain't supposed to be wanting and thinking about stuff it should not be thinking about, So I do, though, what I do, though. I do go to the Lord in prayer and I ask him to forgive me for the thoughts that's not like his, or my actions that does not reflect him, or the life that he would have me live. I do ask for forgiveness because I want forgiveness. Number one, I want him to forgive me. So, and I have a great desire, right, to live holy. Like, it's one of my biggest desires. And I still asked him, Lord, make my desire even greater for you. Give me a hunger for you like more than anything else. Now, I'm one, if you know me, I really, really, really love clothes, right? There's other things that you might really love in your life, but whatever it is, ask him to make the hunger greater than anything that you have ever had a hunger or desire for him, that my hunger and desire for you will be greater than anything that I can ever imagine. Help me to love you like Jesus loved you. And I know that might sound strange, but they one and the same. So that love is, give me some love that, I want to love you right. Because he gave his son. How many of you can say that y'all would give? Most of y'all, most of us. Even if we did give something of such a great multitude, which we would not, something of a great magnitude as giving his son, guess what we would have did? As soon as we was up there, as soon as our son was up there or whatever, and they was saying, taunting them. Well, if you the Christ, well, if you the Son of God, come down. Well, they piercing him, cutting him, doing all kinds of stuff. He was unrecognizable from what I understand, even from knowing if he were a man. So, they did some they did some terrible, terrible things to our risen Savior. You know what we would have done? Come on down. Y'all want to live like that? That's what you're going to do. I already knew you was going to do that 100 years from now anyway. How about come on down from there to our kid? Come on. Let's go. Because they're acting up now. And I already knew they was going to act up. But no, he left them there for us. Buying our pardon. Unworthy as we are. And we still around here talking trash and acting like we got somewhere to go after you close them good eyes. Because you going to spend them. We spending them somewhere. Somewhere we going. And you can err on whatever side you want to err on. I'm going to go with, and it don't mean that sometimes that unbelief don't come to my mind and I be asking God, please forgive me and take away any and all unbelief, right? So you can pray to him just like we talking on this thing right here. He hears me, he hears you. So we can say, Lord, I don't exactly understand what people mean about this relationship with you, right? But I want one. Give me a hunger for you. Give me a thirst for you. Let me know you real. Be a part of my daily everything. That's the thing right there that I just could not fathom and believe that he wanted to be a part of my everyday, my everything. You want to be a part of everything. For real, for real. That's very different in the world that you live in, where most people give you 5 or 10 minutes of their attention, especially if you're going through something. They'll ask you how you're doing, but they don't really, really want to know, right? They just being nice and, they might ask kindly like, well, you okay? Everything good? But they really want you to say, oh, yes, I'm fine, and move on. Because they got their own traumas going on. I don't know how this gonna look. Y'all know I'll take it off there. So, yes, I lost my train of thought, but one thing I am sure of is that we was talking about Jesus. The man that died for me, the one that loves me unconditionally. And honestly, we don't even understand unconditional love, which is why we don't halfway believe sometimes that there's somebody that loves us so unconditionally that he actually sent his son down here to die for us. Yeah, right. Yeah. All our ratchetness, bad behavior, anger, everything you can name that does not pertain to the will of God for our lives, anger. And mind you, and I don't understand and cannot even begin to explain to you what is happening, why some things are allowed or permitted, or that happen even with, some kids and stuff like that, because people have questions about that. I don't know. I do not know, but I know that all of it's going to be answered one day, and I prefer to be with him when it's answered. I prefer to be with him because the other one is the one leading them folks that's got them wayward thoughts and where they just doing any and everything. Yeah. Who the leader of them? Satan. And he's somewhere waiting to laugh at us. waiting for us to meet our demise in one way or the other, hopefully without Christ in your life, so he can say, got him. I knew they wanted more things of the world than what the Lord was asking. Y'all. And I'm telling you, I do like things of the world. Ooh, I like stuff. But I'm asking God to change that too. And I got to trust that he going to do it. Change my love into what your love is, Lord. Help me to love what you love and hate what you hate. I want to participate and be in whatever you want me to participate in, because you got something that you want these good hands to do. Something you put me here for, right? And I want to get in line with it and do that. I want to be a part of his grace. I want to be a part of, the well done, my good and faithful servant crew. One time I was just thinking, right, if I make it, and I was saying if, and I'm trying to change that communication. If I make it, that's good enough, right? You just want to just get me on the other side of them gates and whatever over there, who need a crown? I'm in. I ain't going down. Okay, we good. We good. Seriously, I was thinking like that. Now my thought is, it ain't real far from that, but my thought is still like, I'm holding my shoulders like this because they hurt so bad. It is whatever you have for me, whatever you have for my hands to do. Let me be busy doing that, right? And it may not look like, like I see people just enjoying life sometimes and just look like their family and them just having such a ball, right? And I want a part of that. I want my family to be a part of that too. Like, if I don't feel like I'm not supposed to enjoy life, but my journey might not look like yours. And I have to be okay with that. That's a little hard to say, because I want my journey to be roses and peaches and cream. I want my journey to look like, the purple mattress. I want a purple mattress too, by the way. Cozy, I want all of that. But I don't know if that's what God has for Regina. So I have to do and have to follow whatever it is that he has for these hands to do. And it may not be what I want. That's a little hard to say, because I, like you, want what I want too. I really do. I want to be happy, and sometimes all these lonely moments, yes, are tight. They tight. Because myself says, Gina, just let this one talk. Let that one talk. Let this one in. Let that one in. Not really. It ain't that many people trying to talk, for real. But I would like to be obedient. And some things I may not understand that happen with life, right? But I understand more about obedience. And when I'm obedient during my daily living, right? When I'm obedient, my day goes better. It don't mean that I feel at peace about everything, but I feel more at peace when I'm obedient to what I feel like the Lord is saying to me. What does that mean? I could tell you one way to tell if it's God, if it's positive. If it's something positive, 9 times out of 10, is God. The devil ain't going to tell you to do nothing positive. Trust and believe. If he can get you to cuss God right now and have you pass away the very next second, that is what he would do. 100%. I don't know where I got this from, but I think I got it from Ulta Beauty a long time ago. But it's a setting spray that I found. So I think I already said this before, but it goes on really, really wet. It's almost like you got to be prepared for it. Ooh, it is not a mist. But I have also explained, it don't stink though, that I already purchased some of this stuff. And it's got to be used up. It is, this one right here goes on better, you know, but it's a glow. Is this one a matted finish? This is a matted finish, and I like a matted finish better than I like the one that makes you look like you're sweating on. Just give you a wet face or something, I don't know. So, did I ever share with y'all? I'm going to show you the best setting spray there is got to be on this earth, unless somebody show me something different, but you got to be ready. I don't know if it's backwards, forwards. I don't know. I just picked this phone up and start filming, videoing, whatever. Your face probably going to be set till tomorrow if you want it to be, or even probably the next day. But, yeah. She kind of almost make me feel like, when I said it, it's almost like that, you know, like, and it almost will show lines. Maybe how I'm holding my face though, like when I spray it, because it's gonna be something wet hitting my face, so I might be squinching up. I don't know, but my little glitter up there ain't really showing, is it? It's Christmas, y'all. Or almost Christmas. We can put glitter on, and we could put it up there and make it look like we want to sparkle. Can y'all see my sparkle? So I'm taking advantage of the fact that we can do that, right? I like sparkly stuff. I didn't one time, but I'm grateful now for being a woman. Oh Lord, that silver right there. It's bigger pieces, and I really should have put on, like, what is that? This stuff here. Where is it at? Glitter glue. But even when you use that, I have not got that down packed either. And so you put it on, and then you're going to be, wherever you put that brush, that's where you're going to be stuck at. So I ain't learned how to put it on and put it on even when you go. You know, when you first put it on. Oh, Lord. See, that's why sometimes you got to leave well enough alone. Oh, my goodness. Now I got to try to. Oh, my gosh. It looked like Christmas, though, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that. I know y'all can see that heavy part right there. Oh, my gosh. What am I going to do? I didn't even want it way up there. And you know how hard it is to get glitter off. But I like the sparkle. And I'm going to tell you something about me that I'm growing into. And I'm so grateful that it is more important about what I like than what you like. And I'm telling you, I think I've been a #1 people-pleasing person for a long, long, long time. A long time. I didn't realize that's what it was. But wanting other people happy and not really caring about your own happiness. And I will definitely put somebody, even if I'm going through something, I would rather not talk about what I'm going through and put your stuff first because it make me feel better, right? And plus, I think it'll make you feel better first and foremost. I always feel like I can handle my stress until I couldn't. That's another thing too, even with your relationship with God. You be feeling like that's another reason why we don't trust him like we're supposed to, because we be feeling like we could do some stuff ourselves. Well, I think I got this, Jesus. I can if you can cover one little thing, if you can get through one small item of whatever the pain is, 9 times out of 10, you're going to try it again. That's why the stuff be getting out of control, because then you need to know, like I did and do, where your help really coming from. It is not you. It is not them thoughts that you got. We can't keep up. We cannot keep up. I ain't put no mascara on, did I? We cannot keep up. And I am grateful that the Lord did. I want to sit back on some stuff, because I'm telling y'all, some of the stuff that life brought, it made me feel just like this. It took a while to get there because I kept thinking around it and trying to please people. Not listening to God, not going to God. Just trying to please folks. People will run you ragged and give you nothing for it, and steal everything that you done for them, or you thought you tried to do for them, or whatever the case is. Them, it, they will mean nothing. Really, I want to take that stuff off up there because it really don't make no sense. But I ain't gonna take it off because I ain't gonna take it off yet. Put it like that. I almost want to share with y'all something. From a little girl, right? I heard my parents talk about the Lord. I told y'all every time I take that thing off. And I don't even consider it to be tight or nothing like that, but it makes I guess it just gets the blood flowing. I don't know. And it makes my head itch. Lord, look at there. More gray. I normally color this up here, but that right there might be brand new. Guess that's what happened when you keep living, ain't it? I'm gonna keep living. Let this gray come on. It's all right, Jesus. We'll color it when we can. But anyway, I think I got upset with God at one point in my life. And sometimes I still think about it. As a child, my mom and daddy raised me where I knew that being promiscuous was not of God. I understood that I wanted to be a good woman, right? I wanted to be, if I was going to be a good mother, I wanted to be a good mother. My mother was a perfect example of a godly woman. She wasn't perfect in every way. She was a great mom. She was a loving, giving, praying, laughing, soft woman, right? Not hard, not a hard person. Her smile was definitely infectious, so I have that to look back on in my mind, that smile that she had, right? She wanted her husband to be happy. She wanted her kids to be happy. She wanted her sisters and her brothers to be happy. So she didn't just, well, again, I didn't say she was perfect, but she went out of her way for people that I want to be like, because she showed me the perfect example of how to do it. And she got up when, honey, it was cold, raining, whatever it was. If her brother, she had a special needs brother that needed care, and if his house needed to be clean, I remember as a little girl, I might have went with her sometimes, but I didn't want to go do it. Right? We got 5 or 6 people, boys around this house that's messing up around this here house. And that's a lot. She went right over there. Clean, washed clothes, mopped floor. Checked on him. My God, I don't think I put it all together before. She did. She did it even when she was older, till he passed away. Right? He might have had MS, so which means it was something that grew worse with time. So he didn't always need the same type of care. And while his mom was living, my grandmother, who I love dearly, she was gentle and soft like my mom too. She took care of him, and my mom would go over and make sure that she had what she needed as her mother. So I don't know. Anyway, how I started this was I got upset one time because I thought to myself, Lord, all I really ever wanted, right, was to be married to one husband. If I'm going to have kids, be a mom. Didn't want several different men. I want to marry the first person and stick with the first person that I have relationship with relations. You know what I mean by that. And that was my plan, even as a little girl. I was not going to be out here being promiscuous, because my daddy had made sure that I understood that if you don't take care of yourself in that way, you're just going to be used. That's all these young boys is thinking about at this age, at an early age, right? They're not thinking about no wife, as they probably shouldn't have been at whatever age their hormones start acting up. So don't you become the notch on their belt, bedpost, whatever it is. Don't become that. So I never wanted to become that. It sounded nasty to me. It sounded like you were used. It sounded like something I ain't want to be no parts of. I don't want no parts of that. I do not want to be a part of. So I got married very, very, very early. Very early. And I think I stayed married 17 years. So it's a story in and of itself, but it didn't work for whatever reason. Number one, wrong reasons for getting married, probably. I'm gonna talk about me versus some of what what the real problems that was going on. But I'm also say this because I also played a part in this part. I definitely put him before the Lord. What do you mean by that? That means when I woke up in the morning, I probably was more concerned about what he needed and wanted from me before I checked in with God, right? I probably was definitely, because my mom was definitely a very submissive woman, but my mother understood, and she would try to tell me, don't have the right love for your spouse. You got to have the right love. I didn't understand what that meant because I also saw her catering for my daddy. And I say catering, but she was submissive. She was a biblical wife. And I know that a lot of the world don't like to hear that right now, of what that and the details of that was or is. But she was definitely a Proverbs woman. And she cared for her family, and she cared for my daddy very much. So I knew how to do that. But if it's a person that doesn't love you, truly loves you, or understand the meaning of what that even is that you're doing, I think you could come across as weak and maybe even slightly usable, because you are accepting of things and doing things. Now, I didn't do everything my mama did. Don't misunderstand me. So I definitely was not perfect. But I definitely did not get up and pray as I should have. I didn't get up and put God first. I got up and put my husband first. That's where I want to go with this. So with that part of it, I don't want to get up here and lash out at what happened in the marriage or didn't happen. That's not what this part is about. It's about me putting him first. And I got upset with God for not letting my hopes and dreams, which was just to be a good mother and to be with one man for my entire life. I didn't want to be out here flossing with any and everybody, just giving up my body to people, right? And my mind, ain't know nothing about my mind then. It was my body. I know now that you give up more than just your body. So I think I got mad with God. I think I got upset because it felt like, why did you let that happen? I didn't ask for it. Sometimes I think I still think about, I don't feel like I asked for much. You know, just a real relationship with one man. Go to church. And so I think at one point I had a little anger with the Lord, you know, like, why did you let me? But it wasn't God. I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to my parents when they said, don't do that because you can't be unequally yoked. And unequally yoked, to me, I didn't understand what that meant. But you kind of got to be going the same direction. You got to be having the same mindset. He turned out to be a great man of God, but he not for me. Like he didn't have very much respect for me. So I'll leave it at that for now. But he didn't have very much respect for me. I think all that I had taken or what I looked like to him, I think just looked like weakness, right? But if you're in a household where a man understands that, no, you're just being submissive. No, you're just coming, you know, you want what's best for the family. You're saying, let's take this to God versus just looking at him like he's a lord of the house, right? No, He needs to understand that, though. And if you're not in that type of relationship, or that the man doesn't understand that, then he will take your submission, your proverb-like actions. And don't get me wrong, I did some stuff that definitely was not proverbish. But my set out was to be the woman of one man. The woman of one man. Give my body to one man. Not be divorced or become a statistic in that way, right? That wasn't the plan. So I was upset about that, because sometimes I still think about, Lord, how did I end up out here in this situation? But the Lord blessed me. He kept me. And that's what I be thinking about. Well, no, things didn't go like I planned them to go. I am divorced. I have been with more than one man. Did I say that? Oof. No, I haven't. Take that back. But it wasn't part of a plan that I had. And I ain't going to even put that it was a part of the plan that the Lord had. I'm going to put it on disobedience, because I wasn't listening to my daddy or my mama. When they said sit down somewhere, I saw and was believing what the world was saying. And so all I know is there's a plan. And I just want to get in the will of God. He already knew what was coming. He already knew what I would and would not do. He already knows even my tomorrow, right? I just want to stop trying to head it up. I'm going to get out there in front of Jesus, because I see better. I think that, this over here is shinier, so I'm going to go over there. And them shiny, whatever shining, it ain't for you, right? Sad part is it's usually not shiny at all. Whatever it is that God has for you, it's usually not shiny, but it is definitely gonna shine in the end, and it is definitely what's best for you. And it's taking me, and it's still taking me some time to get used to that and to understand that. But I understand better now. Just stay in the wheel, girl. Stay in the wheel. Let me put these clothes on and get out of here. Do my lipstick be looking old school? I'm trying to leave this earring in, because that hole right there been trying to close on me, because I didn't wear earrings in it. Me and my friend, my best friend in school, we put that hole in my ear. And yes, with my mama being as strict as she was, we put that hole in my ear in home ec class with some ice, and it must have been a pen or something. I don't know, but we did it. I could put them back in when I get home. And then I stopped wearing, because I stopped wearing 2 earrings. At one point that was the deal. It might be for some people still, but I kind of lost interest in it after a while. Let me see something. I'm just not a fan of the double earring thing anymore. It's a smaller one. It's very weird to me, except when it's little. If they're little, ow. Because I took these out, so if there's little earrings, so I've been wearing 2 sets of earrings. But anyway, Well, I don't know about that piece of hair hanging out looking like that back there. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this whole thing that I got on. Poshmark used shoes. Oh, you can't see the skirt, Poshmark. What is this though? I don't know what it is, but Shein probably cost $3. I don't know, but that don't really matter to me. I am the used clothes queen. Love some used clothes, as long as I like them. But yeah, Poshmark. You can sell clothes up there, and you can let somebody else go pay full price for stuff, and then you just get it when they get tired of it. Or you don't have to do that, but you can. I have to put I put what is it? A shoe insert in there because I think this is a 10, and sometimes 10s fit, and sometimes most of the time a 9.5 fit. So if you don't know, one of them will take up a nice half a size or a good little quarter for you. So let's see. Now I need. Can you see my shoe? I like the little thing on the side. Y'all already know I don't know how to do no editing. So that's gonna probably stay right in here. Yeah. Now I need to find a coat. Hold on. No, I know that this jacket does not go. But it makes me happy. Right? It do not go. It don't. How do I even? Y'all know this thing will fall down on me again. But I still like it, right? It matches my personality. Just be a little dressy than not. This probably go better. I don't. It just go too well. Right, I know. It do go. And it matched the material. So I guess I should just wear this, right? Or not. Anyway, it's time to go. We pray that God give us a good day, a blessed day. Lord, help us to be obedient. Lord, teach us to be obedient to you. And Lord, sometimes that comes with trials and things that make us be obedient. Lord, can you please just give us the grace to go through? Lord, but on the other side of it, Lord, we know that it'll make us better. So we thank you and we love you and we praise you. Let me tell you something that just came in my mind. You know how much we love our kids, and you know how much you'll give to them, and you know how the extreme of what you will go to for them. He loves us more, and he understands more than we know about our disobedience. But let's let our plan be, and let's let our love be. The next step is I am going to be obedient. How much has it worked the other way? I can tell you the answer to that. I can. I can tell you for me anyway, I really don't want to wear this coat. I really just want to wear that other coat. But disobedience. comes at a cost. So the quicker we learn to be obedient, the better off we're going to be. And when I say to y'all that I go now for the things that make me happy in the moment, trust me, I know that look better. This made me happy. So I'm going to wear that. And that's it. And that's all. And guess what? None of what nobody else has to say about your life anymore. From this day forward, don't let that be what guides you. Yes, listen to good counsel now. You got somebody in your life, and I thank God he has given me a couple people in my life, in one particular, but a couple of people in my life who are great at guiding and great. Now, that's here on earth. God is the ultimate. But if you need someone to hold your hand, ask God for that, right? Ask him, Lord, please give me a person that is willing to guide me here. Now, you got to be willing to listen. Help me, Jesus. And be obedient to what is being asked of you to do, if it's in your financial area, So, with that said, we pray that God will help us to be obedient to him. He is the ultimate lover of your life. He is the ultimate keeper of your soul. And he is the one that loves you beyond measure. Just like you love your kids, he loves you beyond that. If you want to measure and put things into perspective, because that's what we need to do sometimes. We need to understand the perspective of what love do you have for me for real, for real. Let me get out of here. If my phone falls again, I'm sorry. I do need to put that coat up, but because I don't want to be late this morning, I'm going to get on out of here. We'll worry about that coat later. So anyway, y'all, we already had our little prayer this morning. We already talked about the love of God and how sweet he is to us. So now, today, go enjoy your day. Enjoy your family. Do something for yourself. Remember that he loves you. If right now you feel so unloved and just so left behind, or just so, everybody's moving on without you, whatever it is that you feel, I understand. Let me get out of here. I love you. God bless you. Your story does matter, and I'm sure somebody needs to hear it. So cut your camera on and go on and tell it. Yes, people gonna judge you, and they got ideas of what you should and should not say. But let the Lord lead you, and let your heart lead you, and move forward in what God is saying in your life, because that's the only way you're gonna be at peace anyway. And everybody got a lot to say about everybody's life and what you should and should not be doing. When the ultimate person that should be saying it, because sometimes I think about deleting this channel. Let me delete this channel. I done said a whole lot. I done had a whole lot of emotion, went through a whole lot of emotions. I done gone through a lot of physical and mental pain. And one day I might, But right now, I'm going to use it as a platform to let people know that the Lord is coming back, and that whatever you're going through, he can see you to the other side of it. It don't mean you ain't going to go over there with you be scraped up, because a lot of times, remember, it was our disobedience, and it do come at a cost. Bye, y'all.